Hey, what is up guys? Gavinator1024 here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make YouTube videos, specifically gaming YouTube videos, if you game on PC. So it's pretty simple. There are three major steps, which are first capturing your gameplay and or your voice, which means basically recording it. The second step is editing or rendering, which means basically adding special effects and cutting things down so that it flows smoother and it's higher quality. And rendering is when you finally put all those changes into effect and it essentially the computer rewrites the video to be in whatever specific order you added or change effects in. And the third thing is uploading it to YouTube. And a fourth optional step that you can take would be compressing your videos, which I will get into later. It's pretty simple, and there's tutorials on setting up all the different software that I use on YouTube, and I've even got some of my own. So if you guys want to check those out, feel free to pause this video and set up whatever you want to do. And all in all, it's very simple, it's very easy, and it's a lot of fun. Alright guys, first things first, you want to get yourself what is called screen capture software. This is the main thing that you're going to need to be able to record your gameplay on PC. Now there are really two different ways to record your gameplay. One thing is to get what is called a capture card, which looks like, here I'll throw a picture up on the screen right now of the, which one should I throw a picture up of? Of the Elgato game capture. Okay, and what it looks like is it's a box with an input on one side, like an HDMI input on one side, and an HDMI output on the other side. And then there's another cable that goes from the capture device into your PC. So what you do is you hook, that's almost like a junction, where you hook up the output from your PC into that thing, so the capture card shows up, the capture card reads what is being put out, the video that is being put out, and it takes that video and it writes it onto your hard drive so that you can watch it later or edit it or whatever you want to do. And then on top of that, it spits out the image completely the same quality, as far as I know. It spits out the image into your monitor or whatever your output device is, like if you've got a TV or something. Now that is also a capture card is required to record console, or really console, anything, or like if you want to record a DVD show, or a TV show, and you don't want to pay for HBO, and if anything you have has an HDMI output, that's an easy way to go pirate some TV shows. I hope the creators of Game of Thrones don't yell at me now, but that is one way. The other way, which is very cheap, you know, a capture card can run anywhere from $50 for a really crappy one to $200 or $300 for a top of the line one like the Elgato or the HD PVR. And the cheapest and easiest way, which is completely cable free, you don't have to worry about the whole setting the HDMI input and stuff, is to get what is called screen capture software. A couple of the big main ones are Fraps, F-R-A-P-S, Fraps. It's got a picture of a screen with a 99, two yellow numbers that say 99 on it, and that will run you $40, but it's very consistent, and you do not need a graphics card to run it. Now the one downside to Fraps is that it is $40. It records in what's called AVI, which is a very big file size, and even if you compress AVI, which means you make it smaller, you lose a lot of quality very quickly, and it becomes very difficult to efficiently create videos with the AVI format. And on top of that, you cannot record what is called your Aero desktop, which is basically, unless you're running an application that can go into full screen, or like Minecraft or something, or really it doesn't have to be Minecraft, but unless you're recording something, some new window, the Fraps software cannot capture your raw desktop like you saw a moment ago while I had my desktop displayed on the screen. The second software, which I highly recommend, which is what I use, is called OBS, Open Broadcasting, or Open Broadcaster Software. I'm not sure which one it is. It is mainly used for streaming, although I find it to be amazing, and I mean just absolutely amazing at recording footage on PC. And the reason for this is, A, it is completely free. It is completely free. You could just go download it in 5 seconds if you wanted to. B, I think it automatically does this, but you can set it to record in MP4 file format, which is the complete opposite of AVI. It is very small, and it has very, very good quality. So, if you say you record 10 minutes worth of gameplay with Fraps in the .avi file format, that'll be probably anywhere from 10 to 20 gigs, depending on the frame rate that you're recording at. If you record with MP4, and I record like a 15-minute thing, it'll only run maybe, I don't know, 700 megs, which is nothing. That's like a tenth of the size of what Fraps would run. So it's just, and it can record the desktop, and I just love the thing. So that is the easiest way to do it. And the third, final but not least, I don't know why I said final but not least, last but not least recording software, screen capture software, is what is called DxTory. I think you have to pay for it, but don't worry, I'm sure there's ways to get it at a how can I say this, a very, very, very heavy discount. Winka winka, blinka blinka. So I know a lot of people use that. If anybody, if any of you know Frankie on PC, he uses that as far as I know. And if anybody from the PlanetSide 2 scene is out here, Draftmiss Gaming uses DxTory from time to time. But I personally am not familiar with that software. I can't really recommend it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I'm unfamiliar with it. And the final thing that you're going to need is going to be what is called a voice recording software, which I'll go into in a second here. Alright guys, and now what you're watching me do is using something called Audacity. It is the most used, completely easy voice recording software. It is completely free, and it is very intuitive, very easy to set up. You just hit the button and you start talking. This is the most used voice recording software. And say we want to, okay, so it looks like this here. That's the icon. It's real simple, and I'll provide a link in the description because it's not audacity.com, it's a SourceForge site, so I'll do that. But you basically hit the record button, you talk, and if you want, you can drag some stuff and cut it and delete it and stuff. It won't let me do that right now because I'm recording, but you can stop it, and then you're able to go back in and edit the audio. And on top of that, you can also add in, if you want to mess around with songs and stuff and you want to end up trying to make your own remix of a song, you could use this, I guess. I mean, there's there's applications and programs out there for that, but you could do that with this if you wanted. I have done it once or twice just to see if I could get Thrift Shop running in rounds, which sounds pretty cool. But this is Audacity, and it's awesome. And now we shall move on to the second software, which is known as editing or rendering software. So I will go ahead and pull up, where is it here? If I go ahead and pull up what I use, which is Sony Vegas, it is basically a software that allows you to go in, drag and drop videos, edit them however you want to do them. See, like this here, I was editing, what is this? I was editing my channel update, and it saved it, but you drag and drop stuff, and you edit the speed at which it plays, the volume of each level. You can add what is called PIP, picture-in-picture, which is where you can have, like if you've ever seen my outro, I've got a picture of, where is it? there, and then I've got like a picture here and a picture here. That is what's called picture-in-picture, and it's basically a movie within a movie. It's movieception. So this lets you do that. You can add special effects. You can make it go faster and faster and slower. You can do you can add in fading in and out. You can add in different layers. It's pretty simple to use. I have been using it for a couple months now, so I know what I'm doing. The major thing that you need to know about Sony Vegas is it runs $900. Guess what? I don't have $900. Go to YouTube. Find some heavy discounts. Winka winka. Blinka blinka. Simple as that. Now the main reason you want to use this software is because it outputs in whatever file you want to. It's very customizable. You go ahead and choose render as, and I already have a preset template, but I have it set to do it as an MP4 file, which is very small and it renders very quickly. Keep in mind, I do have a pretty kick-ass machine, and the good thing about Sony Vegas is that if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, it uses something called CUDA cores, which are on the NVIDIA graphics card, and what that allows you to do is speed up the video editing process, the rendering process, which is where it's turning all those special effects and stuff, combining them all into a new video. It speeds that up significantly. And it's called CUDA core acceleration, CUDA core acceleration, or something like that, because the things on your graphics card are called CUDA cores, and it's just phenomenal. And on top of that, it puts out an MP4, which on top of being small, YouTube accepts it. So those of you that think, oh, I'll just use Windows Movie Maker, you can't do that. Okay? You can't do that. The main reason is that that is not a video file, so to speak. That is a Windows project file. All that file does when you save it in Windows Movie Maker is point to a thing in here that says, go, when I want to pull up this project, this is the computer, the shortcut, the file, the save file, says, find this video that's located here, and it says, you know, directory exe c / blah blah blah. Put that in this order with all these other videos, and it points to a bunch of other videos on your hard drive. That is not a true video file. A true video file is a bunch of pictures, and not a bunch of pictures, a bunch of pixels and colors on a screen. Okay, that is, it's not just an organization of pixels and colors. It's not just an organization of movies, I mean. I'm sorry. I'm tripping up here. Hang with me. So that is the major thing that you are going to need. And this is a very commonly widespread, highly used software because it is so easy to find a heavy discount on. So you'll be able to find tips, tricks, anything on here. I do know there is Adobe Premiere Pro. I have not used that at all. I don't know how to use it. That is another viable option. You can find heavy discounts on that, but I'm fine with what I'm using right here, so I'm gonna stick with it. And now, after we've got this, I'll be right back showing you guys how you can render and edit the videos. Be right back. Alright guys, and now I'm going to give you a little taste of the editing process. Usually for some people it takes very long. For me, I try to keep it brief because I'm running on a very tight schedule for the majority of the time. So basically, what you want to do is you find your video files and your audio files, and I'm just going to start working on this thing to show you guys what it does because I've already got some of the footage. So the first thing we want to do is pull up the intro, which I forgot to pull up. Here it is. It is right here. Yeah, I'll go with that one for now. I've got to get these things named correctly. And it is, that's an SFK, which stands for Sony. I don't know what the heck that stands for, but it's just annoying. But we're gonna put use this one. Okay, I'm gonna throw that one in there. Put it all the way at the beginning. Now if we watch it, we see what it sounds like. Alright, I know there was no sound in that for you guys because I'm not recording my PC sound at the moment, but that's how you do that. It's very simple. You just drag and drop. And now, say we want to put the gameplay in there, not the gameplay, the footage, the screen capture. So I have them saved in file here. I'm going to drag capture number 1 right here. And first, let's go ahead and drag this down to a separate track and just right click and go delete track, because I'm not going to need the sound from this because I'm talking, and I might add some music in the background here, but for now I'm just not going to worry about that. You can add a fade, which makes it seem a little bit more distinct. So now if we watch it again, it starts going through, and as soon as it hits this line, it goes dark and it pops back up. So then we come here, we find whatever it is that we want to use for the voice, and I have number 1 right here. Oops, number 1 right here. And that is not stretched out barely enough. But that is what we shall do. And I'm going to stretch that out just because I'm stupid and I didn't record long enough. But that's the basic idea. And you just rinse and repeat until you have all of your components where you want them, when you want them, with the effects that you want. So guys, now I'm going to show you how to use what is called a compressor, which is very simple and can be incredibly beneficial to those of you with slower computers or a slower internet connection. And one last thing here, guys, in Vegas, to render a video, you go render as, name it whatever you want, .mp4, and if you want to change the file location to where it's saved, you just click that. You can choose a customized template if you have any saved. You press render. It usually can take anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour to 4 hours if you want, if you put a bunch of crazy lines in there and stuff. Alright, but I'll be right back with the compressing software. Alright guys, and now I'm going to show you how to use a compressor. I use one called AVC, Any Video Converter. However, guess what? Don't download this one. It's basically the same for all the converters that you can use. The only difference is that I managed to grab this version of AVC before they implemented restrictions on the free version. And since then I have not updated, and I have been avoiding updating because I downloaded it on another computer of mine and I realized that you have to do that now. But there's tons of different converters. AVC looks like this. If you can find an older version, it could be beneficial. But they mostly all work the same way. So first thing you want to do is find whatever file it is that you want to do. And I'll take my TF2 Team Fortress 2 thing. You click it in there. You set it to whatever you want to do. Alright, you just drag and drop. And usually there will be a drop-down menu or something like that where you can choose what output you would want. And I, of course, have MP4. And then you can go into here. You know, it's not going to be like this with everyone, but there's usually something that has with settings. And this stuff you usually don't have to mess with. You always want it on original, and quality I like to go high because even though it's a larger file size, I have a 1 terabyte drive just for storage, and I should probably get another one sometime soon, which I probably will, but I don't care about Battlefield 4. So that's that. Then you'll usually come across something with a video codec. I leave all this stuff alone. The bitrate I usually do change according to what the bitrate of the video is. That's something you usually should be able to leave that at default. That's something that once you get more advanced in, you'll understand what it is. If you watch my video titled How to Change a Bitrate in OBS, you will see why that matters and how to change it. Frame rate, you should be able to leave alone. Always set the frame rate to 30 though, because that's the maximum YouTube can display. Set video aspect to auto, and the encode passes, I haven't found any difference between 1 and 2, but I'm not so sure. Audio, the higher the bitrate of the audio, the higher quality it is. However, don't make higher quality than the original recording, otherwise there's no benefit to it. It just takes up space. So then you would go ahead and click convert. I'm not going to do that because I don't need to convert this right now, but go ahead. It's very simple, and once it gets output and once it's done, it'll pop up with something. I have a folder here, converted videos, converted to MP4, and they go from, like, we'll see, with OBS I don't really need to do them anymore, but they can go from like if you have like say a 3 gig thing, it'll go all the way from like 3 gigs to maybe 6 or 7, maybe like 800 megs. It's very, very efficient. But remember, as I said before with Fraps, AVI does not convert well, so if you don't have super fast upload speeds in your area, or you don't have a super fast computer, don't record with AVI. Even if you convert it, it's gonna take a while. Although it is an option, I guess. So, yeah, so that is how you convert. Okay guys, now comes the easy part. We've finally done everything else. Now you just gotta log into your YouTube account, which is very easy to make. If you haven't made one, just make one. You have to make a Google Plus page, which comes with a Google Plus email, with a Gmail. I mean, you have to make a Gmail as far as I know. But now that you don't have to design banner and do all this organization and stuff. But now you just click the magical upload button. You drag it right there. You literally just pop it open, and you find the file wherever it may be, and you just drag it and you drop it. And then if you want, once you do that, there will be a button that says right down here that says custom thumbnail, and you can go ahead and choose a thumbnail, a picture that you have created to be uploaded with the video, so that when you see it, that's how I have this stuff right here. See how I can choose what I display so that it's relevant. Now, quick note, I think you do have to be partnered on YouTube. I don't think you have to be partnered with Google, which I'm not even sure if I am. I think I am, but I don't know. You have to be partnered with some channel in order to be able to get custom thumbnails. There's what are called MCNs, multi-channel networks, and if you partner with them, that's things like Machinima, or a better one would be what is it called, Pixel Enemy, where it's a bunch of different channels, and that main channel showcases the top content. And when you partner with any of those, you'll be able to choose these. You'll be able to make your own thumbnails, and what you'll probably end up doing for now is just having to choose a certain frame. They'll give you like 4 or 5 frames from the, or pictures, almost like screenshots from the video, and you can choose one of those, and then you'll put in the description and a title, wait for it to upload, maybe watch it through once or twice, and you're pretty much good. There might be a slight problem. It won't be a problem, but a lot of times in the YouTube process, you upload, and that can take a while, and then a lot of the time I find myself, after it uploads, it has to do what's called processing. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but I'm assuming it just goes through the files, gets on the YouTube server, and organizes itself within the directory inside the YouTube server. So it might say processing. A lot of the time it'll say it right up here, and it'll say 95%, and it'll just sit there. Just give it time. I promise you it will go through. It can take like half an hour at times, but don't worry, it will work, and everything will be good. So guys, you are now prepared to make your own PC gaming videos. I hope I helped. If you guys want to like and share this with your friends so they can figure out how to get into the PC gaming YouTubing scene, I would love that. If you guys want to subscribe, I do tutorial videos all the time. Got a bunch of ones already on the channel. I've got more to come. I do PC gaming. I don't call them montages. I call them rocking out, which is where I take cool clips of shooters and stuff, and I put it behind like AC/DC or something like that. But guys, thanks for sticking around. I wish you the best of luck in starting your own YouTube channel. And until then, farewell.